Hello and welcome to whomever is still watching these. I thought I would do a Sephora haul so I can let people know about things that are actually good at Sephora. I do expect that there will still be another sale before the end of the year, probably 20% off. They say that Sephora has been doing like a 20% off discount for everyone, all members of the loyalty program. So if that happens, then maybe you might be interested in some of these. Because I did try these products on and most of them were pretty good. There was one that didn't work out for me. So keep watching and you will find out. Let's start with the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Highlighting Blush. This is in the shade Pink Glow. I've been seeing YouTubers recommend this and of course I was curious. So I'm just gonna try it on to see if the hype was real. It was a problem choosing the right shade though. Like, I could not figure that out for the life of me. So let's see if this one works. Here's what it looks like. It doesn't look that pigmented, so that's the problem here. I may not get enough payoff, but let's see. Okay, it's a nice pink shine with like a gold reflect. That's nice. It does enhance just a teeny bit of texture, but nothing too crazy. It's not too bad. It's barely visible on my skin though. So I would have preferred it to be just a little bit more pigmented, but oh well. I would say more of a highlighter than a blush. I don't exactly absolutely love it, but oh well. Next I have the Lawless Make Me Blush Watermelon Blush. This is something I had my eye on for a while, but I just never got around to picking it up. But this Sephora sale I did, and let's see if it's worth all the hype. Okay, so it's definitely a pink shade. It's not red, at least not on my skin. So it's a little different from the rest I've tried, which you'll see later on in the video. So I'm glad that it's a little different. That means I get to justify buying it, so that's good. Okay, I like this one. Look at the light color. It's not overly pigmented. Even the Dior blush was overly pigmented, which I keep getting ahead of myself. That you will see in just a little while. Okay, moving on. Is it me or is it getting harder to open these boxes? I don't know how people with longer nails do it because I don't have long nails and I'm having a hard time. I just want to rip it apart. So this is the Haus Labs highlighter in Pink Amethyst. Here's what the shade looks like. It's kind of like a shifty shade. So from a peachy, yellowy kind of thing to a little bit of a magenta shimmer. So I am interested. These ridges, I wish these weren't here because it makes it harder to pick up the product evenly on your brush, and that makes the application a little bit wonky. So that is one thing, but oh well. Okay, I'm not seeing it. I mean, I can see that it's a little bit of a shine, but what's the color? What's the overall effect? I am a bit confused. Okay, it's kind of pinky. It's a deeper pink than the lighter pink that I already have. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a light pink. I had that in one of my videos earlier this year. I liked that one. That one was very smooth. This one is smooth as well, but it's like a deeper pink shade, more of a magenta. And I like that. I think now it has built up, it looks pretty good. I think I approve of this, at least for now, for first impressions. This one turned out to be pretty underwhelming. Next up is the Gucci blush in Intense Plum. I previously had tried Radiant Pink from them, and that one I really liked, so I thought I would give it another one a shot. So originally I got Tender Apricot, and that was too light and patchy, so I just exchanged it with Intense Plum. I think this will show up better on my skin tone. Ooh. We might need a smaller brush. Hold. Some blushes turn out to be more pigmented than I expect, so that is why I got a lot on there. I like how it went on really smooth. Well, at least it's showing up on my skin and it's very smooth. And this is more of a red than the watermelon. That was more on the pink side. Okay, I like it. I think this one's okay. I think I'll just keep it and keep testing it and see if I like it. It's a pass for now. Pass as in pass-fail. So, it passed. Next up, I have the Say blush in Peach Glow. Now, this formula is really nice. I actually got Mauve Glow first, and then I went back and got the Peach Glow because I wanted a warmer shade for my skin tone, which leans a little warmer. So I'm going to wipe this stuff off and go in with this. Okay, let's smack it on. I find that the Sephora Pro 47 brush is an excellent tool of choice for these kind of formulas, which are very creamy and kind of hard in the pen. So let's see. Okay, look at that. That is definitely a peach that leans a little bit pink. Effortless application, and the skin is very glowy. It wasn't hard to blend at all, and I don't think it took off my foundation underneath because I see a very even application with a little bit of sheen there. I haven't tried a lot of products from Say, but this is excellent. Those are the few products that I wanted to try on right now. The first try on is coming up right now, and after that I will be back to discuss my final thoughts about all of the products. that I picked up in this sale was the Too Faced Maple Syrup Pancakes. And while this is a very cute color story, I think I bought it mostly because of the nostalgia. Of course, many of us have that nostalgic connection with Too Faced. But what I like about this particular palette is that it has some grungy kind of tones, like this color right here, the green shimmer right here, and this browny kind of shade. The only bright shimmer in this palette is the pink one. Apart from those, they're all rather dark, and some of them are neutral, some of them are like nice inner corner ones, like this and this over here. And of course there's some neutrals thrown in there, and there's a matte green, which is great. But this is like the same kind of mass-produced quality that Too Faced has. It's obviously nothing special quality-wise, but I did like the color story. So if you're a fan of that, you can get this. It's not bad, but is it special compared to all the indie brands? Probably not. Next, I have the two shades in the Haus Labs highlighters. This one is Moonstone and this one is Pink Amethyst. This is more of a magenta kind of shade. It's kind of shifty. And this one is a pure silver. And it's not too icy or terrible looking even on a medium skin tone like mine. So I think even those with deeper skin tones can get away with this. I think this would very much suit people with neutral undertones and cool undertones. I personally don't have a very cool toned complexion, so even I use this. I like silver. It looked really nice on top of a red blush. As I said at the start of the video, this one is more of a deeper pink shade, more of a magenta shade if you will, as compared to the pink highlighter, the lighter pink color that they have, and it's nice. You have to build it up a little to see the color, but I think these are both good quality highlighters. Personally, I don't prefer the blushes from Haus Labs or the Le Monster crayons or quite possibly anything else, but I think the highlighters are where it's at. And I haven't seen them be discounted or anything so far since they've launched, so if you can get it at 20% off, I think that's okay. I did pick up another Dior Rosy Glow Blush in the shade Cherry, and while this is a nice shade, it's just slightly too pigmented. The previous two that I had, the pink and the coral, they were reformulated, and I don't have the reformulated ones, and those were very easy to work with, and they could be built up, but they weren't really like hard to blend or overly pigmented. This one is a little bit pigmented, so you have to go in with a lighter hand, but I think the color is very pretty. It's not a pinky red, it's more of a orangey red if you will. I like it, it's a good formula. Do you need to spend that much on a fancy blush? Not really. If you can get enough use out of it, then probably. You don't need it if you have lots of other blushes in your collection. Same goes for the Gucci blush. The Tender Apricot shade that I picked up earlier did not work for me. That was way too light. And this, while it's called Intense Plum, this is more of a pinky red shade, like over here. And while it's pretty, do you need to spend all that money on a single blush? I don't think so. But it does have a nice finish. It's kind of blurring on the skin just like the Dior one. These are kind of similar in quality as per my experience, but I prefer the packaging of this one. If you don't want to spend this much on a blush, don't do it. There are plenty of other good options in the market, but you really need to decide whether the benefit, like the blurring or the easy application or whatever, is that worth paying that high price tag. If it's not, then these are not going to be worth it to you based on packaging or appearance alone even, because these are not like exceptional components in my opinion. Another gem that I discovered is the Kissed by the Sun Multi-Use Cheek Glow in Playtime. I actually wanted another shade in it, but Sephora doesn't have it, at least here in Canada. This is Playtime. This is a very nice mauve shade with like a gold kind of sheen. I really enjoyed this one. I prefer this actually to the Bare Minerals one, which is not the most pigmented on my skin. This does have a fair bit of pigment. The base of it is a nice cool toned mauve pink, and the shine is gold. It's very cute, as you saw in the try-on. It did look nice. These blushes from Say are the stars of the show in my opinion. They may not look like much in the pan. This is Mauve Glow and this is Peach Glow, but the formula is where it's at. The colors are, while nice, they are your standard blush colors, but how it melts on the cheek, like I have it here. The way it applies, the way it has that sheen, the way it doesn't break up your foundation underneath, and the way it looks very blended in just a few taps, that is why these are my #1 favorites from this haul. I actually liked this one so much that I went and got one in another shade. And generally speaking, I'm not a fan of glowy blushes or oily looking cheeks, but this has that perfect shine without being too much. Without being like a balm or a sticky kind of formula, so that is pretty great. Then we have the Lawless blush. This is very nice. It actually shows like a cool toned pink, if you will. It's not very red leaning, it's mostly just a pink that shows up on my skin. So if you're a medium or deeper, I think this is a good option if you're into the cool tone pinks that seem to be all the rage. Then we have the Fenty lip gloss that they came out with. This is in hologram, and it's not holographic. People were saying that it is iridescent rather than holographic, but the colors don't really show up on your lips. It's mostly just a light pearly kind of sheen. But I picked this up because of the formula. I really like the Fenty glosses. There's something about them. They're very comfortable to wear. They don't move around a lot and they're not overly sticky or weird. So I like these. I saw the nice component, the nice little packaging, and I was like, yeah, I'll take one of that. And of course, how can we forget the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation? I actually wanted to get this earlier. It's been a while since it's been on the market, but I actually went to a Sephora store to get matched, and I was told that there wasn't a good match for me in this one, which turned out to be not true because I went in store and matched myself, and this is 2N34 and it's a very good shade for me. Also, formula-wise, this is right up there among all the high-end foundations that I've tried since summer, and I think if you don't want to go the luxury route, this is just as good. Okay, I feel like the only product that I'm not the biggest fan of in this haul is this. This is the Bare Minerals Highlighting Blush. While the formula isn't bad, it's not really special or anything. Like, the payoff isn't great for a highlighter, and the pigmentation isn't great for a blush either. I think maybe if you're very light, maybe you can get away with this, but for my skin tone, I don't think it works, and I don't think it's worth it, so this will be going back. Even as a blush topper, like I'm doing right here, there just isn't enough impact for me to justify keeping this. This doesn't work for me, and I don't think the formula is that special either. Compared to all the rest of the goodies that I've showed you, there are definitely better formulas. Okay, I think that was all. There are other things that I did get in this haul, but there will be separate videos for those because they are in a different category. So stay tuned for those. I feel like they're also going to be pretty good products because I do my research before purchasing because I don't like returning shit. It's just too much of a hassle. Spend wisely and see you next time.